Hello, and I want to welcome you to this week's First Presbyterian Church Update. You know, it's a little warm out, but I do like coming out and just sitting. Coming out and sitting and listening to the sounds of the world. People are cutting grass and weed eating, cars are going by. You can hear birds and different animals making sounds. And just a reminder that we are surrounded by God, surrounded by God's presence and God's handiwork. And sometimes we just need to pause and do that. Just take it all in. Not seeking anything really, not trying to find something, but just to be and to be in God's presence. Well, I hope everyone is having a good week and staying safe and all of that. School started, and I hope that everyone, I hope all students are beginning the year great. I pray that teachers have had a good beginning to the year, as well as parents and school administrators and staff. So just pray it all goes well. I know with the COVID protocols and with the way everything went last year, it's kind of a new thing almost, and but just praying that it all will go well, and we'll keep those prayers going, not just this week, but throughout the whole year. We do keep watching the numbers related to COVID-19. As a pastor and as a session, that is something we are constantly watching. And one of the things that we have talked about is that we want to keep watching them. At our last session meeting, we decided not to implement any mandates about masks or anything, but to encourage everyone to wear masks. But we said that while we also said we want to keep watching what's going on in our community, what's going on in our church. So we do take it very seriously. And it's a hard thing. I have spent several days this week talking with colleagues and in other churches, and we're all kind of struggling, I think, in terms of what is right and the desire to gather together as the people and to do so safely. And I just hope we all appreciate the struggle with that and the difficulty of it. If we think it's an easy decision, an easy thing, then I think we're underselling it, and that's not fair. But neither do we want to just react too quickly. And I'm not sure there's a right or wrong answer. So we're going to just keep, as a session and as a church, we'll keep listening to one another. We'll keep the conversations going. We will seek ultimately discernment and for God to give us guidance. I take very seriously our responsibility to one another, our responsibility to the faith and the scriptures, but then how do we care for one another? So how do we do that? So that's what we're trying to find. So let me encourage you. Sunday morning, just grab your mask when you're coming out or when you're coming in. We are encouraging you to wear your mask when you enter the sanctuary and when you exit. You can take it off once you're seated. We figure those are the times that are a little more intimate. People are closer and they're talking. In an ideal world, none of us would be worried about that. But right now, we're still in the midst of a pandemic. And so I hope that you will join me. And let's take in responsibility to care for one another. I think I forgot this week, because again, it's new. But I plan to wear them when we sing as well. You have to make your own choice, but I pray that maybe you'll join me. Again, we're in this together, and so I pray that we can recognize that and we can make this journey together. So again, we want to really encourage you to wear your mask when you're coming in and going out. It's not about being strong. It's not about being tough. It's not about being independent. We're not trying to infringe on anyone's rights, but it's how we care for one another, how we love one another, and display that through a simple thing of wearing a mask when we're coming in and going out. With this coming Sunday, I'm actually going to miss you. I'm not going to be here this Sunday. I'll be going to Hampstead, to Topsville Presbyterian Church, which was the first church I served. And this is their homecoming. And this is their 150th anniversary. And they're going to have, I think, maybe a couple of months of celebrating that. But I'll be helping kick that off by preaching Sunday at their worship service. But while I'm away, Jeremy Simmons will be here, and he's excited to be here. He's going to be preaching on Psalm 3, verse 3, and his sermon title is A Psalm for Uncertain Times. So I pray that you will join us for worship. You can join us live in the sanctuary at 11 o'clock, or you can join us online with our live stream, or you can catch it later on the video. So there's a lot of options there that you can use to worship. But let me encourage you, however you choose to worship, don't just lay out, but let's gather together in person and virtually to worship God and be His people in this world and in this community. I hope you have a good rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you soon.